All right, y'all, thank you so much for joining me for part 3 of my book launch. Today, we're going to break down the map of my world, my fantasy world, Xeraxia. We're going to get into it. Now, starting off with the most obvious, I guess you could say, is we have the middle here. It's called River Reach. Now, I explained it a little bit in the previous video, and we get in book 2, The Vengeance of Coldwind. Visit Xeraxia.com to purchase my books. But in book 2, we get to really see how this river was created. This river is, you could basically call it an ocean with how big it is. It runs across the entire planet, separating Emberland, which is the country on the left-hand side here. It separates Emberland, the kingdom of Emberland, from Coldwind. In River Reach, we have lava and ice mixing together. The ice does not melt. Right? And so everybody on Xeraxia is gagging like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, especially considering how Emberland and Coldwind, they basically keep away from each other, right? In Emberland, we'll start with the jewel of Emberland, the jewel and Blackfire City. This is the seat of House Blackfire, which of course is the royal family. It's Xander Blackfire's family, the main character. The jewel it has 9 sky towers for the 9 points on the crown, the first crown that the Amberian ruler wears. It has, streets of diamond, gold walls, like it's crazy. The living forest is south of it. Javelin, Xander's dragon, his pet dragon, makes his open lair in the living forest. A lot of stuff going on there. The 9 torches here are 9 volcanoes that are historically significant for the country of Emberland, especially like when you're getting into book 2, The Vengeance of Coldwind. It's really broken down. If you catch it like how the volcanoes were made. Definitely very important site for Xander when there's, especially in book 2, I would say. In book 2, book 1, I don't mention it. Oops. But book 2, it's definitely an important site for Xander. The lava plains here. This is actually the first place that Xander ended up when he came to Xeraxia. When he teleported, when he got there. Spoiler, oops. But he's going to Xeraxia, girl. That's the title of the book series, girl. The lava plains, they got crazy creatures there. Plants that eat small animals. They got snakes, gigantic, like Jurassic Park sized snakes that spit venom that burn through the ground, your bone. It burns through everything. Okay, don't nobody want to live there. That's why you can see that the castles aren't really, or at least these are major castles. There are more castles in Emberland, but the castles that I've pointed out here, I've highlighted on the map here, are just the major ones, right? But you can see that these castles do not want to live in the lava plains. There's just nobody's saying you want to go in there. House Flareant definitely is interesting when it comes to the lava plains and the serpents that live there, called Rokodar. The ones that spit venomous acid that burns through anything. Very important when it comes to those snakes. House Crytania is here. House Goldtrace. Dawn's Place district is the poorest district in Emberland. I was about to give a spoiler for book 2. I'm not gonna say it yet. But yeah, Dawn's Place district is the poorest district. House Goldtrace is, I don't want to spoil too much, but that's book 1. House Exploxia is here. House Fyreet, House Blazihi is in Zeal Point district. Definitely the second poorest. And Flamestone, of course, right here where the jewel's at, is the richest. House Pyres over here. Xander definitely does drag House Pyres. House Equilhearth here and the Sanctum. House Equilhearth is the founder of the Sanctum. The Sanctum is the center of the Church of Equilibrium. The Church of Equilibrium is run by wielders. Remember, I told you wielders are discriminated against in Emberland, but at the same time, the Embers can't help but pay attention to what the wielders are doing because, like I said earlier in part 1, the wielders don't take Equilibrium, the raw magic of this world, and turn it into fire like the Embers do, or inherently because their body does it. Or they don't turn it into coldness, ice like the Cryos do in Coldwind. It's just raw magic. And so they founded the Church of Equilibrium. Some people are practicing members, some people are not. And the only reason why it's remained so prevalent in Emberland is because the facts that they have saved, the wielders has saved throughout times, like about the equilibrium, about magic, are so important that even if they hate them, like the Embers hate them, they cannot do away with information because they need it to live in this world. And so that's like a quick breakdown of Emberland. If I talk too much, I'm gonna get into spoiler territory. And so in Coldwind, it's split up a little differently, right? There are no like legit borders in Coldwind. They're like tribes, different areas where like the main tribes are, and the tribes, like the name, like Hailfall tribe, for example, is the Hailfall is the royal family in Coldwind, the Hailfall tribe, and so that's why they're near Verglacis, which is the capital, the seat of the Hailfall tribe. We got High Tribe in the south. The scars of Fressen are deep canyons, but they weren't always like that. They were not always like that. And in book two, you get a very good explanation as to how these scars appeared. The lakes of Jidoku are like frozen patches of lakes scattered in between Hailfall and the Yin tribe. Of course, in the north you have the frozen desert, but the lakes of Jidoku are definitely another very, very important place that Xander ends up visiting at some point in book 2. And so, yeah, this is a really quick breakdown of the world. Like I said, I really could talk some more about what's going on here, but I will give too much away. Make sure, if you want to learn more, that you check out Xeraxia.com, Black Queer Fantasy. You hear what I'm saying? Both books are in audiobook and ebook form. If you want to check it out on every platform that you get your ebooks and audiobooks on, get into it. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.